Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's January 11th, 2016. Mainstream headlines all across the world are showing the same thing, the death of David Bowie, who just turned 69 years old January 8th. He died supposedly yesterday, January 10th, 2 days after turning 69. Also on his 69th birthday, he released his final studio album, Black Star, which we'll talk about. On that album, there's a song called Lazarus, a story from the Bible about being risen from the dead 4 days after dying. And in the story of Lazarus, it's about a man wrapped in cloths coming back to life. What you see on the screen is an image of David Bowie with cloths wrapped around his eyes, kind of like in the story of Lazarus. There's been a lot of reported celebrity deaths from the end of 2015 up to the present. Covered the majority of those deaths on this video channel. I did a recent video on the death of Lemmy Kilmister, who died 4 days after his birthday and 2 days after being diagnosed with cancer. His funeral was yesterday, the day David Bowie supposedly died. So let's go through everything that's interesting about David Bowie and his death. He supposedly died from cancer, an 18-month battle with cancer, but an undiagnosed form of cancer. They're not saying what type of cancer he had. Anyhow, let's go through all that's suspicious here. Let's look at the verses about Lazarus in the Bible from John, and let's finish by looking at the penguin that was named after him, born January 7th, the day before his birthday, in a Cincinnati zoo. So, David Bowie was born David Robert Jones, rock name David Bowie. His first ever hit song, Space Oddity, had gematria 49, just like the name David Bowie. Likely no coincidence. The people who run the record studios very much practice this language of gematria, coding numbers into words, and use it often with their artists, their albums, their release dates. David Bowie was born in 1947, a good year to be born in for a rock star. The day he died on, yesterday, was a date with 47 numerology. Born in 47, the word rock has gematria of 47. The name Bowie in Pythagorean gematria equals 27. Yesterday's date numerology, also 27. And we know about rock stars, 27, the 27 Club. You could almost say David Bowie just joined it, albeit at the age of 69, dying on a date with 27 numerology, having name gematria of 27. Again, they're saying he died from cancer. Cancer has gematria 44, just like chemo, just like kill. This is no coincidence. Pay attention when you watch movies. So often in scenes in movies where it has to do with cancer, chemo treatment, the number 44 is placed before your eyes somewhere on the screen. This is the kill number. And we live in a world where people needlessly die from this illness that I'm sure the elites have had the cure to for a long time. And not only that, they purposefully have us eat diets that fuel cancer. We're not supposed to be eating all these processed foods, this chemically ridden food. Planned illness, planned treatments. A lot of planned death in this world. And I think David Bowie, his death was planned. And I'm thinking David Bowie is not really dead, which we'll get to, Truth Seeker. His alter ego, his other rock name, Ziggy Stardust, one of my favorite albums of all time, admittedly. Interesting name gematria. Ziggy has gematria of 38, which is a number of death, a number that shows up in a lot of rock star deaths, celebrity deaths. Ziggy Stardust has gematria of 79, just like murder. Ziggy in simple English gematria is 74, the reflection of 47. Stardust having gematria of 122 like Elohim, one of the most important numbers to the Jewish people who practice gematria, who own the record studios. 69, the number at the top of the Masonic arch, a number having to do with circles and cycles. They're saying his wife is not speaking out yet. She hasn't made any remark, which to me sounds right. You know, I'm always surprised by how often in these celebrity deaths they have all these tweets from family members. I'm thinking, don't these people even get a second to grieve? Everything announced through social media these days. Everything confirmed through social media by the media. It's a joke. When did Facebook tweets become confirmation of anything? So, he just released this album Black Star January 8th on his 69th birthday. Black Star having very interesting gematria, including 33, just like the word rock star. A fitting name for a fading rock star, possibly with a planned death for just 2 days later, which is how it unraveled. You know, think about it. Releases his album, dies 2 days later. And I'm sure the sales of Black Star are going to do a lot better because of his death, you know? Just like I find myself listening to the Ziggy Stardust album this morning. He announced this album Black Star on October 26th, 2015. Remember, October 26th is the day that leaves 66 days left in the year. October is also the only month with 33 gematria. 26 is the God number. The word Lazarus equals 26, as does God. Show you what else is up with that release date, October 26th, 2015. That's a date with 71 numerology. 71 and 44, when written out, both have gematria of 144, a very special number. A number connected to time, mark of the beast, killing, and more. It's also a date with 44 numerology. 71 and 44 have this relationship. Remember, cancer, chemo, kill, all equal 44. It was also a date with 17 numerology. The word kill, the small way is 17, the big way 44. And it was a date with 51 numerology, like the word conspiracy. The people who rule this world have trained the masses to dismiss the word conspiracy. Why? Because the world runs on conspiracy, and they want people to dismiss truth. The album was recorded at the Magic Shop. Magic, one of those words with 33 gematria. Aleister Crowley, who was very much about this numbers, numerology language, wrote a lot about magic with the K spelling, a word with 44 gematria. Just makes me think about that. This Magic Shop. Anyhow, on his new album, the third song is titled Lazarus. If you don't read the Bible, Lazarus is the story from John about Jesus raising someone from the dead 4 days after they had died. And here, let's just read the passage. John 11:38 through 44. Jesus, therefore, again groaning in himself, cometh to the grave. It was a cave, and a stone lay upon it. Jesus said, Take ye away the stone. Martha, the sister of him that was dead, saith unto him, Lord, by this time he stinketh, for he hath been dead 4 days. And truth seeker, I want to point out that the word Lord has gematria of 49, just like the name Davie Bowie has gematria of 49. Jesus saith unto her, said, I not unto thee that, if thou wouldest believe, thou shouldest see the glory of God. Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid, and Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. And I knew that thou hearest me always, but because of the people which stand by I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave cloths, and his face was bound with a napkin. Jesus said unto them, Loose him, and let him go. So think about the imagery from that, and then think about this shot from David Bowie's new video. His face wrapped in cloths, the album with the track Lazarus, how Lord corresponds with David Bowie. Let's also look at the verse. John. There's a reason it's the story of John the Baptist and Jesus. John has gematria 47, just like the word Christian equals 47. Jesus equals 74, reflections of each other. Rock also equals 47. This is a story about removing a rock to bring back a man from the dead. David Bowie born in 47. Also those verse numbers, 11, 38 through 44. 38 and 44, numbers that show up around death all the time. Death equals 38. Kill equals 44. Getting cancer and chemo, 44. And as for God and Lazarus, the God number in gematria is 26. In several languages, the word God translates to 26. Our English alphabet is of 26 letters. Lazarus in Pythagorean gematria also sums to 26. This is a story about a miracle from God. And look at how long the track is. 6, 2, 2. The numbers of God. The other interesting thing, a zoo in Cincinnati, the day before his 69th birthday, named a blue penguin after him, probably because of the close proximity. But I think there's more to it than this, you know. Blue penguin has gematria 54, like the name Bowie in simple English gematria. It's also referred to as a fairy penguin, which has gematria of 73, like sacrifice. The date he was born, this penguin, was a date with 44 numerology and 17, numbers connected to kill. And he was born in Ohio. Ohio. Only Ohio and Nevada in simple English gematria equal 47, just like rock. Again, David Bowie born in 47. And it really is the Freemasons who are behind this stuff, Truth Seeker. Killing by the numbers, having people fake their deaths by the numbers, lining things up by the numbers, using the Bible as the playbook. Cincinnati equals 96, Freemason equals 96, the top of the Masonic arch is the number 69, the reflection. David Bowie dead 2 days after turning 69, supposedly. I'll let you come to your final conclusions, but after these facts, I think you'll be seeing things the way I'm seeing them. So, R.I.P. if he's really dead. Shame on you if you faked it. Until next time.